What's good, y'all? Channel from NYC here. Today we're going to talk about our girl Lizzo and the issues surrounding her.
Well, this stuff made New York City. New York City.
Streets of New York to Hollywood.
My hood, man. Like, I get love from my hood.
The Bronx is still like very gritty.
She's from New York. What's up?
Now, I'm not going to hold y'all. I love Lizzo just as a human being, as a black woman, as that's what I am as well. I've actually never really taken the time to listen to her music. But let's be real, especially before the pandemic, I really couldn't go anywhere without hearing her voice. Even if I don't know the words to the song, I know it's her. Whether I'm watching a commercial, watching a movie that happened to get their hands on a track for their soundtrack, or whether I'm in an H&M that just can't stop playing her music over and over. Lizzo has been on the grind for years. But she definitely hit the scene really hard back in, I think, 2017, 2018-ish. And all the fanfare around her really hasn't let up. People love her. She's mad mainstream. First of all, she's a great singer, songwriter, which I have so much respect for always when it comes to this industry. She can twerk, which we like. And she plays the flute, which I think a lot of people like about her because it's really unique and she's actually good at it. Now, with mainstream success also comes mainstream attention. Another reason why people love Lizzo, besides her talent and her amazing personality, is definitely her body. A lot of people have kind of given Lizzo this crown of like the body positive icon because she is plus size. To have a black person, a black woman out here who's mad successful and just so happens to be plus size is lit. We love to see it. However, for just as long as Lizzo has been in the mainstream, we have definitely seen people making very unwarranted and unnecessary comments about her weight and the choices that she chooses to make. Literally, Lizzo can post the simplest thing on Instagram or Twitter when she did use Twitter, which is a whole nother story. And for some reason, a little video of her twerking or feeling herself and just jamming to some music on Instagram turns into a think piece when other people, other celebrities, other musicians, and etc. can do the same exact thing, and it's just a vibe. Like, it's not this whole think piece or essay or like YouTube video like this is. It's just my fave looked cute, double tap the end. Earlier this year, Lizzo actually left Twitter just because she was tired of dealing with the trolls, which I can only imagine. I feel like when it comes to this industry, a lot of people tend to say like you need tough skin, and I get it. But I kind of feel like, and this is not me taking up for celebrities, like I'm their like guardian or anything like that. But there's a lot of people on social media, regular random people, who literally say the most disrespectful and unnecessary and wild, just nasty, vile things for no reason. Back to the point though. So on Sunday the 13th, Lizzo came out on TikTok and was like, hey y'all, check me out. I did a little juice detox, did my little thing, whatever. I feel like because the word detox was used, that was something that set a lot of people off. I think at this point, detox doesn't have a 100% negative connotation, but when you use it in certain settings, people are just not here for it. It might even be triggering for some people who have, struggled with body image issues or ED or anything in that spectrum. In a second video, she came out to say that originally she felt afraid and ashamed to share her experience with her 10-day detox because she says, and I quote, I feel as a big girl, people expect if you're doing something for health, you're doing it for a dramatic weight loss, and that is not the case. Her reasoning behind, and again, she doesn't have to explain a thing. I don't even care what her reason was, but for the sake of the video, her reasoning for going on this little detox was because, as she says, November stressed me the F out. I drank a lot, ate a lot of spicy things, and things that effed my stomach up. I wanted to reverse it and get back where I was. I'm so proud of myself. I'm proud of my results. My sleep has improved, my hydration, my inner peace, my mental stability, my effing body, my effing skin, the whites of my eyes. I feel and look like a bad bee, and that's it. I'm a big girl who did a smoothie detox, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And every big girl should do whatever they want with their bodies. Now, again, like I said, I can definitely see how the term detox might have made people say, well, detox what? Girl, where? I'm not here for it. Not that she had to explain anything to us, but the results that she received definitely seems to be what she was actually looking for in the first place, which was just to reset her body. Regardless of her explanation, people still came for her. I think what kind of made me want to make this video in the first place and cover it and made me most frustrated is just the fact that people were actually disappointed in her. Optically speaking, there were definitely a lot of white women who are also plus size who definitely said that they felt disappointed in Lizzo. But more importantly, and what really, got me tight was just the optics of it all. As I said in the beginning, if you are a person who is plus size, especially if you're a black woman, I could definitely see how seeing someone like Lizzo in the spotlight in mainstream America having amazing success is just super dope and talented. I could see how seeing someone like that is incredibly inspiring and does a lot for you and your confidence and maybe your body image to see her accepted. But the issue I feel lies where it's like you are projecting and putting all that responsibility on a person who did not actually agree to be that for you. But in general, she really doesn't owe us anything. Lizzo didn't come into the industry on a fitness wave. She was never like a fitness model. She was a woman who can play the flute and sing and write music, who wanted to be successful at what she's talented at. That's what she came in here as. She just so happens to be plus size. She just so happens to want to wear Daisy Dukes. She just so happens to want to twerk. Even if she's twerking in some booty out pants at the Lakers game, that's just what she happens to be doing. If a person happens to be inspired by that, I think she's psyched about that. I think that's a good thing to her. I think she understands that people see her as such. But I can only imagine how that might feel to her. For her to kind of feel like she was, I don't want to say run off of Twitter earlier this year, but feel like she had to leave Twitter just because of so many gross people saying negative things to her all the time on social media about her weight and her appearance. To come back out and say, here's the journey I'm taking, and then to have another group of people come at you like, how dare you betray us, when she never made a promise to anybody. She's a person just like anybody else, trying out something different, trying out something new. Additionally, I could see if she came out with the flat tummy tea. This kind of reminded me of the video I made about Jamila a few months ago, specifically when she spoke about Cupcake doing the water cleanse. Well, she chose to do like a water cleanse for a long period of time, and Jamila kind of came out and aired her out on Twitter like, girl, you can't be doing this is dangerous, you need to be more responsible, blah blah blah. And all I said was I didn't agree with how Jamila came for her, but I do think that anybody who's looking at that should be mindful. You should definitely consult a doctor, because all Cupcake was doing, I'm pretty sure, was drinking water. Like, that's it for like at least 1 to 2 weeks straight. That's a long time. Lizzo, on the other hand, is doing something a bit different. Going back to the issue of the optics with white women in particular kind of shaming Lizzo or being disappointed in Lizzo, it kind of feels like, again, a workload was put onto her that she did not consent to, and she's now being publicly shamed for making a personal decision on her own. At least one person did come back and apologize for the comments that she made after being quote unquote educated on the situation. I can see if Lizzo went away for months and then came back again, was on this flat tummy tea diet, and like got snatched at Dr. Miami's office and was like a whole different person. That's not the case. Shorty drank a couple green juices for just under 2 weeks and everybody's in an uproar. A few months ago, Lizzo actually appeared on David Letterman's show, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, which is on Netflix. On his show, she said to him, I'm sick of being an activist just because I'm fat and black. I want to be an activist because I'm intelligent, because I care about issues, because my music is good, because I want to help the world. And now in retrospect, I can only imagine how like this message is ringing more in her own head as she sees how people are like imploding on social media about her decisions that she's making. I can only imagine that Lizzo feels like she's applied to things and she's kind of like, she's like the token in certain conversations just because she happens to be plus sized and black or fat and black. I remember people kind of complaining like, well, your whole brand is being fat or your whole brand is being plus size, and I kind of feel like they might have missed the point. When David Letterman on his show asked her how she felt about people writing about her body, which makes me feel bad for even making this video or doing think pieces rather, she responded by saying this: it bothered me for a long time that all people could think about or talk about was my size. I didn't like it when people condemned me for it, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way when I was praised. Like, you're so brave. They thought they were complimenting me by saying I was unapologetic. And I'm like, what do I have to apologize for? I would hope that the love that people have for Lizzo is rather unconditional. I would hope that if Lizzo chooses to lose weight or do whatever she wants to do in a healthy way, that is her choice because she is a grown woman. I would hope that people don't say, I'm not cool with her anymore because of this. I personally did not hear or read about her saying that the way she was bad, but it's making me think if she decided to lose weight and go on a weight loss journey, if she wanted to, how would people react to that? Would they feel like it was a betrayal? And if so, why? I'm genuinely curious because I just feel like That's just a lot to put on a person who doesn't actually know you and who doesn't actually owe you anything. Do you think that it's a dismissal of being plus size or being fat if you choose to lose weight? Does it matter how much weight she loses if she just wants to lose 10 pounds versus 50 pounds? I'm not even gonna hold you. Me even like talking like this is actually very uncomfortable. The only reason why I'm doing this is in reaction to how people have reacted to Lizzo's random TikTok, which again, people do this all the freaking time and it's never an article. It's never like a video like this that's this long. It feels uncomfortable for me to be talking about the decisions that a grown woman wants to make in her own life rather than talking about her music or how I feel about her development as an artist. So that being said, I think I'm gonna end things there. I feel like I touched on everything in general. The end. I think bottom line is we're not going to pretend that fat phobia doesn't exist. We're not going to pretend that the stigma around women who are black and plus size, fat, whatever you want to call it, does not exist. However, to put shame or disappointment towards a random person who has already received so much hate just for existing, it's just counterproductive. Have you heard about this situation? What do you think? Do you care? Do you think that people are doing the most? Can you see where they're coming from? Because I can. I'm not against it. But I'm very curious to know what you think. If you stuck around this long, thanks for listening and I'll see you next time.